Hi guys, I'm back and I'm going to make some really easy and affordable autumn DIYs today. I haven't got the budget for some new autumn decor, but I can make some stuff from what I have around the home and my craft stash. So I'm going to start with this tea light holder. It's like a pumpkin shape, so I thought it would do, but you could use a ball of socks, anything you got that's round, and then just grab some fabric. You could have a old pillowcase, anything like that, cloth, anything like that, and I'm going to tie it round the top there with some wool to hold it in place. You could use elastic bands, anything like that, and I'm just going to start wrapping it round, and then I'm going to fold over the top bit and then wrap the wool round so it looks like this. And then it cost me nothing, I already had all them bits and nothing's glued down, so I can reuse all of that stuff again. Really cheap, really easy DIY. I think it looks really good for what it is. For the next DIY, I'm just going to take a jar that I've got that I had some sunflowers in. I'm just going to change the label on it. I use my label maker over Valentine's just to write a simple love label on there. I'm going to take that off and put a new one on, an autumn label. So I'm just going to write happy autumn on there and stick it on there. That is so easy. You could do it with a Cricut machine, a label maker, you could do it in pen, you could do it with sticky letters from Poundland, and it's just so simple, so easy. This is the easiest thing to do. Again, it hasn't cost me anything, I've got everything here. And then I'm going to just stick my sunflowers back in there, and I'm just going to keep them out for autumn sunflowers. I just think that was so easy. It's the easiest thing there. Anyone could do that. I think they look so pretty. I love them sunflowers. The next DIY is another easy one. I'm just going to take a candle. This is a Christmas candle, and because it's brown, I thought it's very autumny. But you could use brown, red, yellow, orange, white. You could just take some jute or ribbon and then just decorate it basically. Turn it around so you can't see the sticker. You could put a bow on it with a ribbon. You could wrap the ribbon round. I chose this black ribbon. I'm just going to tie it in a bow. It's simple, it does the job. And if you don't have any ribbon or jute, you can get them from charity shops, Poundland, or you could just simply use the candle, turn it around so you can't see the seasonal label, and no one's going to know, and it would still look great. And another way to do this is you can use sticky dots or tape or something, but you get some jute, tape it to the back, stick it to the back of the candle and just wrap it around, and then tie it up at the back or stick it at the back when it's done, and it looks great. I've done it like that. I've left the candle with the jute just wrapped around. So these first 3 DIYs are so easy, so cheap. You should already have the stuff, or you can just adjust it slightly. Next DIY is a bit more fiddly, a bit more tricky. So I got some lolly sticks, and this DIY sort of changed the whole time I was making it. I was originally going to make like a sign and write on it, and then it just turned into more of a decoration than a like written sign. So I've got my glue gun, but you could use any sort of glue. Double-sided sticky tape could work. And I'm just going to stick that on the back to hold all the lolly sticks in place. So I've got one piece of wood, and then I did it with the other lolly stick on the other side. You don't need a glue gun to do this, you could use other glues. And that's a sign I made the night before. I was a bit nervous because I hadn't actually written. My writing is rubbish. I've never written anything before like that, so I copied some writing online. I just googled a sign and copied the writing. It turned out okay for my first go. I'm not 100% happy with it, but that's just made out of lolly sticks using the same method, sticking them at the back. And I used some orange spray paint. So I cut the bottom so it looks a bit more like a fence. So at this point I decided, okay, I'm going to go in another direction. And I found some leaves left over from last year in my craft stash, some autumn leaves. You can get these in the works. They're either £1 or £1.50. You can get them online really cheap. Again, I just glued one in the middle, and then I took a few more and just glued them around the side. I thought it turned out quite nice in the end. But you could use the same way with the lolly sticks, just to make any sign or something like this with it. It's so easy. And again, the lolly sticks, you might be able to get in Poundland or the works, something like that. You can definitely get them online, and they're really cheap and you get quite a few. I've got lots of these lolly sticks, and I've got some coloured ones somewhere as well. So I've glued all the leaves on, and then I thought, oh, I know what will look nice on there. I added some ribbon. I thought this looked very autumny, very Halloweeny, that design. So I hot glued one of the ends. I turned it around and I stuck it on the back of the lolly sticks. And then I slowly glued the ribbon all the way along there. I think that turned out really nice, and it just covered the bottom a bit. And then when I glued that on, I made a little ribbon as well. Not a little ribbon, sorry, a little bow to go on there as well. I just slowly did it so it didn't turn out rubbish. And then again, when I was finished gluing it, I just glued the end bit around the back of it. So originally this was going to be another written sign, but because my writing's so bad, it turned into something completely different. Again, this is quite doable for people to make. It's not as easy as the first three, just because it's a bit more fiddly. But I think it turned out okay. And again, this didn't cost me anything because I already had this stuff. So it's a very cheap DIY. So I just hot glued the middle of that ribbon, and then I glued the two ends into the centre to make two loops to look like a bow. Then I took another little bit of ribbon and I hot glued it in the middle and made it into like a V shape like this. And then I stuck it on the back of that little bow. And now it looks a bit more like a proper bow. I did trim it down a bit so it wasn't as long. And I did like a little diagonal line so it looked like a nice little bow. And then I stuck this little bit on just to hide any bits where I glued it or anything like that. I'm not really great with bows. I'm sure there was a lot easier way to do that. But I think it turned out okay. I wanted a couple of little bits to go on my tiered tray, so that's going to be perfect for that and that little other sign I made. Now this is my favourite DIY. This actually cost me something. I paid £2 for the box from a charity shop, and I paid just under £2 for some orange spray paint. So I've got some masking tape I put it on there, but I would say double over the masking tape if you're going to do something like this, if you're going to put that down for some nice clean crisp lines, because it does like to bleed through. It turns out quite good. I should have stopped there really, but I did add some black spray paint. So I did put the orange spray paint on, and then I used that little J cloth just to wipe it over a bit so you can see the wood come through. And then I wanted to add some black to it, add some black lines, but this is where it really bled through. So I'll put some paper down to protect the orange where I've already done it, and I did double up on the masking tape there so it didn't bleed through, but for some reason at one end it did. So I ended up spraying that whole top part black and the whole bottom part. See, half of it's fine, and then I don't know why I've done that. So I ended up spray painting that top part. Sorry, I spray painted that top part completely black, and then I put some more orange on there. And then I took a black permanent marker. I googled some autumn writing, and then I found something I liked, so I thought was easy enough. And then I just copied how they spelt it. So here's my inspiration I found for pumpkin, and then I found another picture that inspired me for the patch writing. It's not the best, but that's good for me because my writing is rubbish. And then I went over it again so it was just a little bit crisper and darker. And then I also added 50 cents and Dew Pick. Again, I found a picture I liked and I just copied the writing off there. I was quite impressed how good this DIY turned out. So it cost me £3.79. All the other bits I had, actually it cost me a little bit more because I bought some pumpkins off Shen, £5 for a big bag, but I only used half or less. So it cost me definitely less than £6 to make this, and I think it turns out really great. So this is some grass I bought from Poundland in the spring. It's back in one of my spring hauls, and it was just £1. I didn't know what I was going to use it for, but I thought there's plenty I could use it for, and it's come in handy for this DIY. I put a bag in the bottom just to pad it out a bit so it was a bit more higher up. And then I'll just put my pumpkins in. It took me a while to find where they should go, where they would look good. But if you have this grass, you could probably get this online as well. This would look great for Halloween scenes, like graveyards, that sort of thing. I thought that while I was doing it. So I thought I was finished at this point, and then I thought, oh, I've still got some leaves left over, so I think I'm going to add some of my autumn leaves to it. I did, it turned out fantastic. It was great. I just love how it turned out. It was so cheap. This is the only DIY I put money into. Most of the stuff I already had anyway, so I used it. I already had the black spray paint, the permanent markers, I had the leaves. And then this is all the DIYs, all finished up and all styled up. I have put the stuff away now though. I'm going to be doing an autumn decorate video soon, but I've put it away for now. But this is just so you can see how it is, give you some ideas, show you don't have to spend a fortune on autumn decor. I just love everything. My other favourite one is that pumpkin with the fabric around it, because that costs absolutely nothing, yet it looks really good. So there you go, you do not have to spend a fortune for autumn. I might do another DIY video if I have time for autumn. If not, I'll be doing an autumn decorate with me soon. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what your favourite DIY was.